When a blind girl wrote a book. What if you lost your sight? What if you could no longer hear? Would you give up? Or would you find a way to speak to the world? This is the real story of a girl who is blind, deaf, and almost completely silent. And yet, she wrote a book that inspired millions. Let's learn her story and practice English together. Helen Keller was born in 1880 in Alabama, USA. At just 19 months old, not even 2 years, she became very sick. After the illness, Helen could no longer see or hear. Can you imagine a world with no light, no sound, only darkness and silence? Helen was stuck in that world. She could not talk. She could not understand words. She often felt angry and frustrated. Frustrated, feeling upset because something is hard or not working. But her life was about to change. When Helen was 6 years old, her parents found a teacher named Sullivan, and had bad eyesight too. She understood what it felt like to be different, and came to live with Helen. She taught her in a special way by using her hands, and would press letters into Helen's palm, spelling out simple words like doll or water. At first, Helen didn't understand. She thought it was just a game. She couldn't see or hear the word. How could she know what it meant? But then, something happened. One day, Anne put Helen's hand under a pump of cold water and spelled WTR into her hand. Suddenly, Helen understood. This feeling, this cold thing, had a name. Water. It was her first real word. She ran around touching everything, asking, "What is this? What is that?" Her dark world started to have meaning. After that day, Helen wanted to learn everything. She learned how to read Braille, a type of writing that blind people read with their fingers. Braille, a writing system made of raised dots. Blind people feel the dots to read. She also learned to speak, not by hearing sounds, but by touching lips and throats to feel vibrations. Vibration, a small movement back and forth, like when a phone rings. It was very difficult. But Helen was determined. Determined, not giving up, even when things are hard. She said, "Once I knew only darkness and stillness, now I know hope." Helen did not stop at simple words. She kept studying. She read Shakespeare, math, history, and philosophy. In 1904, she became the first blind and deaf person to graduate from college, Radcliffe College, part of Harvard University. Graduate, to finish school or college successfully. She even wrote books. Her first book was called The Story of My Life. She wrote it when she was just 22 years old. That's why we say, the blind girl who wrote a book. Her words were full of wisdom, courage, and truth. Wisdom, deep understanding or knowledge, especially about life. Helen used her voice, her written voice, to help others. She fought for people with disabilities, for women's rights, and for peace. She traveled to over 35 countries, gave speeches, and met world leaders. Helen taught the world this lesson. Although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of the overcoming of it. That means, yes, life is hard, but people can rise above hard things, just like she did. Let's remember 10 useful English words from today. Illness, a sickness. Blind, can't see. Deaf, can't hear. Frustrated, feeling upset because things are hard. Palm, the inside of your hand. Spell, to show the letters of a word. Braille, raised dot writing for blind people. Vibration, a small shaking movement. Determined, not giving up. Wisdom, deep understanding. So, what can we learn from Helen Keller? You don't need perfect conditions to grow. You don't need to be rich, strong, or healthy to make a difference. You only need courage, patience, and a dream. Even if your world feels dark, even if you feel alone, you can still find your voice and change the world. What would you do if you lost your sight or hearing? Which word did you learn today? Tell me in the comments below. And if this story helped your English, please like, share, and subscribe. More real stories are coming. Stories that teach your heart and grow your English. See you in the next one, friends. Bye for now.